This is Mayor Bob Byrnes, Mayor of the City of Marshall. It is Friday afternoon. What people are talking about, of course, is a number of things, but it's all around the weather. So let me talk about the weather as well as the implications for this weekend and beyond. As we all know, if we've been watching the forecast, there is another heavy snow prediction for Saturday and stretching into Sunday. I don't know if that will happen, but the high probability is that it will happen. So once again, our crews will be out, during the storm to keep our emergency routes open, and then after the storm, probably Sunday into Monday, we'll be clearing the rest of the streets. Now, one of the questions that people have is, we're into almost the middle of March. What is the outlook for both neighborhood flooding as well as widespread flooding? So this past week, on Thursday afternoon, the National Weather Service River Center did issue their second prediction for flooding on the Redwood River, including Marshall. And there is a high probability of minor flooding from the Redwood River should we have a slow melt. But there's a higher probability of more major flooding if the snow would leave quickly. And of course, as we know, the farther we get into the month of March and even approaching April, there's a better chance that it'll warm up quickly, and that will increase the possibility that we'll have a more rapid melt, and that will be more of a concern for both neighborhood flooding as well as the level of the Redwood River. So let me address both of those issues. Marshall has a flood control project that does protect the city. So when the National Weather Service will issue a flood warning at 14 feet, that simply means that our flood control project is activated, and the city really is protected by the levee system that goes around on the Redwood River around the city. And then as that increases, then that it involves the storage capacity that we have. And so we can really get up to about 17 or 18 or maybe even close to 19 feet, which is a lot higher than the flood stage of 14 feet, because at each increment that engages additional capacity. So the increment between 11 and 12 feet and 13 and 14 feet, the amount of water is much less than the capacity between 15 and 16 or 17 and 18 feet. A long way of saying is that the flood control project is a good project in the city of Marshall. Our staff will continue to monitor it, but at this time, we really do not envision that we're going to have a problem with river flooding, but we will be watching it very closely. Probably our bigger concern is our neighborhood flooding. All of our neighborhoods, all of our properties have a lot of snow around that. And the snowpack that we have has between 4 and 8 inches of actual water that's trapped on the landscape. So when that melts, first off, we want that to be able to get to our stormwater system. So that means our catch basins need to be open. Our street department has been working on that for the past couple of weeks as they've been widening streets. Homeowners can also help out if they have the ability to clear their stormwater catch basin that's in their curb along the street so that the water can get there. And of course, we all need to protect our individual homes and properties, and that means being sure that our sump pumps are working and they're not discharging into the sanitary sewer and causing problems in that system. It means taking care of our roofs and trying to keep the excess weight off of there, because the snow that's predicted this weekend will be of high water content. The prediction is 0.8 to an inch of actual water. That's heavy on already loaded roofs. It also means probably clearing some snow, if possible, away from our foundation so the water doesn't pool. And finally, it means kind of knowing where the water in our residential lots should drain to. And if that natural drainage area is blocked because of snow, or perhaps a neighbor has done some landscaping that blocks that drainage area, that needs to be corrected. So we're in for a interesting 2 to 3 weeks as we continue to get snow this weekend. The long-term forecast is that we'll have moderate temperatures until the end of the month. So if everything works right, we hope and pray that we'll have a slow melt, a gradual warm up, and we'll get into April with better weather conditions. So once again, this is Bob Byrnes, Mayor of the City of Marshall.